discord.gg/flatearth.
Tell devolution is real because flat earthers.
Hey, we got FrEEzR that just joined our chat. Let's see if he wants to talk. FrEEzR, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I don't have anything to say.
Nothing to say, FrEEzR. You just joined our forum, and we want to get to know you, bro. At least just to get to know what your position is on the topic of the shape of the Earth. Is that cool? Can you just tell us?
I think it's round.
Okay, and you
please don't attack me.
Oh
Yeah,
no,
we're
we're not
gonna
gonna attack you.
Hold on.
But listen.
We're going to attack him right. Meggie, hold on a second. We're going to attack him right now. Round and flat aren't mutually exclusive. You can have round like coinage, LPs, pizzas.
I guess I don't think it's flat. Is what I'm trying to say.
Frisbees are round.
Frisbees. Meggie, shout out to Meggie, 49 minutes after the hour.
I told you, that's it right there. I'm saving that shit. That's what he actually showed me this. I will get back to you in a little bit, FrEEzR. He gave me this GIF when I was talking about the 3 points and I was constructing it, and they were a bit bloated at the time. And he's like, "You need to say less things." And so he was like, "Here's a GIF," and he showed me that GIF when I made him. That's why I couldn't. It never left my mind. Like after he showed me that, and he told me so. Part of the reason why the questions are the way they are, like just really concise, is because he helped me kind of put them together. So shout out to QE.
Usually it's a different context though. This is usually saying shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
But it applied to our situation, so that's why I used it. Sorry to interrupt. Go ahead on FrEEzR Doodle.
But remember, with the opposite, you prove the globe though by saying a lot of things. I mean, not prove it, but the people that want to prove it say a lot of things. Yeah.
FrEEzR, you're allowed to be a glober in here.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, we
it's
can
all
give
right,
you the globe Earth roll, actually, if you want that.
Cool.
Oh, settle down. He has to know what the globe is. No, he has to know what. He has to know its own mouth.
You want him to know that?
He has to know something. Like if he thinks gravity is caused by the rotation of the Earth, then like he's not a glober, man. He's good.
Dude, that's fucking exactly. Look at see these Tic Tacs right here. That's what I'm handing. I'm handing the globe Earth roll. The globe Earth roll is handed out like Tic Tacs, bro. Like, you want one here?
You're just looking for targets.
Dude, why do you gotta give the secrets away, dude? Like that's
Green globes.
This is a target-rich environment.
Free globes. Miggy's handing out free globes for everyone. Go
free
ahead.
globes, man. I mean, if you want it, shit. All right. So, what evidence do you have, FrEEzR, that the Earth is a globe? Just anything.
Okay, I guess my thinking is if we have planes and fighter jets and things like that, we would be able to fly and see the flatness. So like you'd be able to fly out to the end, see what's underneath, and report back, take a picture of it, because we can take pictures. We have modern day tech to take pictures, and we'd see that it's...
What?
That it's like...
FrEEzR, come on, man. Are you kidding around? You must be kidding around, bro.
No, I'm dead serious.
Are you serious? You're dead serious.
Ice wall.
That's your evidence for the Earth being a globe. What you just said.
Can we not do that experiment?
No, I'm not even. It's not an experiment. What? Okay, who wants point on this?
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, yeah, who wants point?
I don't. It's too stupid to even comment.
Yeah, I'm out. Whoever wants point.
Me too.
Sir, do you know what a triangle is?
Freaking gypsy. Oh my god.
Are you sure you're Discord, dude?
I mean, some simple stuff is like planes don't account for any curvature or rotation. So
really?
No, there's no instrument in the plane that tells the pilot to adjust for curvature or the Earth's rotation.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. Well, his plane example was stupid. Of course, flight is one of my flat Earth proofs. So thanks a lot, FrEEzR Doodle.
I'm all ears.
You're all ears. You should be all eyes and no lips and start fucking going over my website and debunking that.
How do we land planes?
Hold on a second. I'll load them up for you. Fuck it. How do we land planes? How do you even fucking fly? Talk about fucking landing.
Yeah, you have to have a relationship between antecedents. How do you do this first and then you do the other thing? It's not the other way.
So can I ask a question?
Oh God.
Like, let's say you're in Australia and you fly one way east and you get to Canada and you continue to fly east. How do you get back to Australia?
You ask your sister. All right, we ready?
You go in a circle.
So let's just go through it real quick. You answer these questions 54 minutes after the hour from my website. Bypass number 1. That's just the title. Flight. Or get on flight. You see those jets you were talking about?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Since the Earth is, as we're told, a sphere of 25,000 miles in circumference, radius 3959 miles, then pilots traveling for 1 hour at a typical cruising speed of 500 miles an hour to simply maintain altitude would constantly have to adjust their altitude downwards to compensate for the curvature and descend on average 2,789 feet every fucking minute, dude. Does that happen?
All due respect, I'm not a pilot. I don't know anything about flying.
You don't have to be a pilot. You just have to fly on a plane and listen closely. Go to the next slide. Now, to negotiate that drop, because you have curvature, and curvature is drop at 8 inches per mile squared, by the way. To negotiate the drop, I really don't care. The plane can barrel roll, split S, wing over, tail slide, slow roll, cubinate, falling leaf, chandeli, or the hokey pokey, but it must descend. And the most important fucking part of this, everyone on the plane will know it. Is that clear? So, my shining example, next slide. It starts with B. How many miles of vertical drop, that's geometric, must be negotiated over a distance of 1,000 miles on a ball with a circumference of 25,000 miles? I already got the answer for you there. So it's rhetorical. So it's 128.3 miles that has to be negotiated. How many feet are in 128.3 miles? 600,777,424 feet. So 677,424 feet of vertical drop must be negotiated over 1,000 miles on the Earth. So let's do an example. Real world. I'm traveling by commercial plane from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania to Dallas, Texas. Approximate distance, 1,000 miles. Typical cruising speed of a commercial airliner, 500 miles an hour. So, A, 1,000 mile distance at 500 miles per hour is a travel time of 2 hours. That's 120 minutes. So, question, how many feet of vertical drop per minute on average needs to be negotiated on my trip? That would be pretty easy. Total feet of vertical drop over 1,000 miles, like I said before, 677,424 feet. Travel time is 2 hours. Next slide. Simple calculation, 677,424 feet over 120 minutes. Answer, 5,645 feet of vertical drop over a mile per minute average must be negotiated by that plane on my trip. Does that happen?
In the ball,
have you ever flown for over an hour in a plane that dropped 5,000 over 5,000 feet every fucking minute?
No.
No.
MG said no.
No, I know he did. I've flown across the pond about 25, 30 times. 12, 13-hour flights. Some of the flights had turbulence, right? So I'll grant you that. A lot of them didn't. That means we've flown fucking level the whole way. And I would know it. If a plane drops like 20 fucking feet, guess what? I know it. And everyone on the plane knows it. They can tell. You can tell that elevation drop, right? I've flown for hours with jack shit. How do you explain? The Globetard's dead, man, with flight.
Have you talked to the pilots of your plane
Don't
about
have
this?
to talk to the pilots. I just explained it to you.
Maybe your calculation's wrong. I'm sorry.
It's not Where are they wrong? Show
I
how
have
my
no
calculations
idea.
are wrong. They're simple calculations. They're not fucking aviation calculations. It's simple common sense.
I've talked to my brother. He's a pilot. I've asked him all these
Matter.
things.
Okay.
Fuck that. Shut the
What's
fuck
your brother
up.
say?
That's what I'm talking about. Shut up. 77 con. At the fuckies.
What does it matter what the pilot says? Why would that matter?
Well, I guess if there's a group of pilots who believe the Earth is flat, that would be something that I've never heard about before. And
What does that matter? So what is that? Is that how we determine truth? We just like poll people? And, like we just sum the number of people that believe something, and that's the truth. No, then what's it? Why is it important? Why does it matter? It's not the determiner of truth, right? How many people believe something? What the freaking name tag says? What they did? What they do? Right? There's objective evidence out there in the world. We can gather it. We don't need somebody else to tell us what it means.
I just gave it to him. Step
Exactly.
by step.
He just gave you objective calculations. You can do the calculations yourself. They're not
Would I be able
incorrect.
to see the slides? Because he was referring to slides. I have no idea where that is.
That was exactly my point, because I knew he wasn't on the same page. QE was speaking, but he's not following.
So
That's
54 minutes after the hour in live stream. Were you there?
Yeah.
That says Quantum Eraser. It's got the two swords. There should be a crown in the middle. I got to get with Miggy on that. Quantum Eraser, 54 minutes. You go click the first slide. That's just the title. Flat Earth Proofs. It's from my website. I said bypass that. I said go to flight with the jets there. That's where I started. Since the Earth is, as we're told, a sphere, that spiel. Yeah? Are you there?
Flat Earth. Sorry, somebody's going to have to tell me where to go.
It's at 54. It's 54 minutes after the hour. There's a whole bunch of slides. They're stacked in rows and two columns. 2 rows, 2 columns. Or 3 columns, sorry. You have to double click on them. Are you on a phone?
No.
Okay. You have to click on. Well, you don't have to double click. Just click on it.
Okay,
Click
I
on
got
one
you.
of the- Okay.
Mhm.
So it says Flat Earth Proofs. Got an X through it. Just bypass that one. Then the next slide after that, hit the arrow on the right hand side. You see the arrow over there on the right hand side?
What is this, like kindergarten?
You see it?
Okay.
No, I'm sorry.
Got a sea line.
So let's start at point 1. At 54 minutes after the hour, do you see my name?
No. I got like a mathematical model CH helicopter.
He's on a different chat. He's on a different chat or something.
Go to
He-
live stream voice text. It's the room directly above the live stream.
Okay, yeah, I'm there.
It says live stream voice text. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So
Just a
scroll
little
down.
above what you're looking at.
So you're in there. It should read at the top live stream voice text. And it has a bunch of posts in there. Yeah, you got that?
Mm-hmm.
Go to 54 minutes after the hour. Since I don't know where you are in the States.
That's what you're talking about. Okay, I thought you had a video. Okay, got you. 54.
Yeah, he's on the same page now. Finally, you made it, bro. Congrats. That's good. This is good. This is all the time that had been taken for you to bring you at the same page. Perfect.
Yeah, I got your pictures. Yeah, I'm sorry.
He's good. He's good. It says Flat Earth Proofs, the first one. It has an arrow on the right-hand side.
Yeah, it's got a globe crossed out. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, just scroll past that one. That's just titling it. And then,
Okay.
then it has the next side, flight.
Yeah.
And that what I spoke of during the last 5 to 8 minutes is the text that's
All this is there. Yeah.
Yeah. So we can go to my example, and it starts out with the letter B.
Can I ask you something? Have you went to a physics professor with this? Any university?
Why you passing the page? You're on the same page. You finally made it to the same page that we are at.
Why would I take this to a physics professor?
Well, show them. These are the calculations I've made. I want you to look at it and let me know what you think.
Why? Physics has nothing to do with calculations.
Well, I guess it would have to do with gravity and like the plane being sucked in and all that.
We'll get to that. It doesn't have shit to do with gravity. That doesn't exist, by the way. It doesn't. This isn't physics.
You're holding this book, this example that he's giving you about aviation, and then later we can pick up the other book. Stay on the same page for now, then we can go to the next page or the next book. Get it?
Sounds good.
Yeah,
and believe me, we've talked to plenty of physicists. Okay? Yeah.
Doesn't matter anyway. This isn't
physics. Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, exactly. And you're just doing the thing I just complained about, appealing to authority.
Essentially, it's geometry. When you get right down to it, the end point is geometry, simply. The rest are simple calculations. Do you want me to go through it again?
You don't have to. Maybe, I guess, conclude.
I'll post a screenshot from a globe Earth's curve calculator using the values. Okay, and you can look for yourself. Okay, here's a link. This is not a flat earther math or any crazy thing like that, right? The formulas are right on it. You can do it yourself with your own calculator and do it yourself, right? So it's not complicated. This is basic geometry, basic algebra.
I didn't have any algebra in my calculations. It's just simple mathematics. I don't know, dude. I mean, it's just grade school level mathematics.
Then maybe you guys would be able to explain why there's a lot of disagreement, because I don't know enough about the subject.
No, there is no, this isn't a topic of disagree or agree. That's subjective. This is objective. You're in a category error.
This is a real East level, sir.
This isn't agree, disagree. This isn't our favorite fucking fantasy football running back or cake decorating threads. This is objective. 1, 2, 3, A, B, fucking C. There is no agree, disagree. It either is or it ain't. Period.
So if I say it is and you say it ain't, would that be considered a disagreement?
It just depends on what you're going to have to show where it ain't.
Yeah, you just saying so it ain't doesn't make it so, sir.
Yeah, you got to be hyper specific. Where is it ain't?
I'm sorry, I haven't prepared research for this. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just simple math, man. It's simple math. Math is objective, right? We don't all, like everyone around the world, don't use different sets of mathematics. We all use the same mathematics. There's no agree or disagree. It's either correct or incorrect. That's it.
I'm not getting it, dude. These are simple calculations. I'm looking at B. We're looking at how many miles of vertical drop must be negotiated over a distance of 1,000 miles on a ball with a circumference of 25,000 miles. You could use the curve calculator it just gave to you. The answer is 128.3 miles of vertical drop. And I put it in. I just converted to feet. Little dimensional analysis. No mathematics. So I gave you a real world example. I'm traveling in a commercial plane from Pittsburgh to Dallas. Approximate distance is 1,000 miles. The cruising speed is 500 miles an hour. Right? So you'd figure that would take us 2 hours to get there. All right? That's just simple. Yeah?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. This is just simple. It's a simple calculation. 677,424 feet divided by 120 minutes gives me 5,645 feet of vertical drop. Every single fucking mile on average per minute must be negotiated by the plane. to account for the curvature underneath the plane. Because the Earth is curving away as the plane flies. I don't care what direction it's going. Because every point along a tangent from your feet on a fairy tale spinning monkey ball drops away from you at 8 inches per mile squared. This isn't even in contention. You got to have drop over curve. That's what fucking curvature is. So you got to negotiate. The planes have to negotiate that. You're on the plane. It's not any magic. That plane got to fucking drop. And my point is, no matter how they do it, whether it doesn't matter. It's a red herring fallacy. Regardless of how they do it, you're gonna know it. You've flown on a plane before, haven't you?
When I was like 3, I'm sorry.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And maybe that's not gonna ring true because you'd have to, actually, be a adult able of, sentience and intelligence. Everyone else has been, right?
Yeah. I don't know how you flew to Dallas in 2 hours, man. Holy shit, man.
Yeah.
I flew from Boston. It took forever.
It's just simple math. That plane got to fucking drop. It's got to be negotiated.
You do understand that simple idea, right? Like it has to main altitude, it would have to adjust, if it was flying over a curving globe, right? You get that?
I guess my thinking is if it's going straight, then there's a down force and an up force, and it could remain straight.
There's no down force and up force. Even if there were, you'd still know it.
You'd still have to adjust to maintain altitude. So it's like there's no, like I said earlier, like gyroscopes maintain their rigidity in space. So there's nothing on the plane that tells the pilot they have to go curve downward with the curve of this imaginary Earth, right? So it's just, why would you be treating the Earth as flat and stationary if it's a spinning globe?
The plane is going to have to either adjust its acceleration, which you're going to know, right? Fucking, if you're ever on a plane, everyone knows this. You know when that fucker starts to slow down. The second it starts. Or it's going to have to nose down. It's as simple as that. Either one of those two, it must do. Must.
Would it feel like 0G?
I don't give a fuck about 0G. Anyone on the plane's going to know whether it's acceleration or the speed. I'm sorry. You notice the speed change, right? Or the orientation of the plane. Either one.
Especially if you're drinking like a hot coffee, you'll know.
Actually, in 0G planes, what they do is drop in altitude very fast, and that's how you know it. Like, you feel that, just like you feel a drop in a roller coaster. So, yeah, exactly. You ever felt G-forces in a plane?
Oh, he isn't going to know because he hasn't flown in a plane since 3. So I guess we might move away from this example.
That would have baked your baked your potato at 3 years old.
Yeah, FrEEzR, your 3-year-old self knows this is bullshit. Very good, touch food.
I guess. All right. My question to you guys would be: correct me then. What's the Earth look like?
It's flat. Look like, just
flat like a pizza with toppings on one side and nothing on the bottom.
Pizza? What the fuck?
Bruh.
Why
Flat
do you
Earth
think?
doesn't mean something completely different than what you experience. You experience a flat and stationary Earth. We're not all living in some fairy tale land thinking that the Earth is something that it's not. We all experience the Earth together. It's not like we're saying it's something completely different than what you experience.
Well, he did mention gravity. I don't know. Does he want to go down that road next?
I'm all ears.
You're all ears. Make the claim.
Well, he thinks Earth is a space disk, so I mean, maybe you want to go down that road because that's really the bubble that needs to be busted most of the time.
Yeah, sir. Okay. When you say flat Earth, does an image pops in your mind, and you say,
like
my mind.
Like I said, like pizza with all the toppings on top, which is us, and then nothing on the bottom, which would be like the bottom of it.
Like a cartoon.
The third pizza from the sun.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That pops in my head. That thing right there. Yeah.
No one freaking thinks that.
Okay. So what do you guys think?
Earth isn't embedded in some other space. The Earth is the universe.
You lost me there.
Yeah, I know.
Think about it. Man.
There's no space. There's a. We think that there's a firmament.
Try from your immediate experience, your real East level. Try from there and then verify beyond that point, because at this moment, you're not even on the same page. So you just gotta keep it simple. Don't talk about things outside of the system that you will never be able to verify.
Yeah, see, FrEEzR, you're thinking about it like you can astral project yourself, look at Earth from far away like a God's eye view.
Mm-hmm.
That can't happen. That is a TV show.
Do we not have satellites in outer space right now?
No.
We don't. So if I call Google and I say, yo, show me a broadcast of 4 or 5 of your satellites, and they do, what are they showing me?
What do you mean if you call Google? Like on the phone? What are you talking about?
Like if I contact somebody who's in charge of like satellites.
Google doesn't own any satellites. They don't even claim to own any satellites. In fact, they have a satelloon called Loon that they float around.
They have high altitude balloons that gives most of that stuff. But
yeah, they've been running that since like what year? 2006 or something.
Yeah, there's no satellites in so-called space.
Yeah, outer space. So
what powers my satellite TV?
The wall socket.
What? Okay.
They have high altitude balloons, like really large.
Let me ask you a question. How far do you think a radio signal can go because the Earth is a ball?
I have no information on that.
Okay, so why would you think because you have a dish that like signal must come from outer space?
Okay, well, if I was to take a bomb and bomb the satellite, I would lose TV connection, right? Because the satellite doesn't exist anymore.
How would you do that?
Stupid.
I don't know, by modern military technology.
Yeah, because, dude, can we get out of fantasy land? Come back to reality?
So satellites don't exist?
No, that would be a second law of thermodynamics violation. Do you know what the second law of thermodynamics is?
I don't.
Okay. It's the physical law, the natural law that states that high pressure goes to low pressure unless there's some barrier separating them. Now, the air you're breathing is high pressure. Outer space vacuum, where these satellites are supposed to be, that's nearly no pressure. So how do you have gas pressure on Earth without a container? So what should you believe? Should you believe the second law of thermodynamics, or should you believe the TV show? Right?
Well, it's not a TV show. I mean,
it is a TV show. Have you ever seen a satellite?
So if I call NASA and I ask about their satellite information,
you're on your ninth appeal to authority, dude. You're like on your ninth, bro.
Well, I'm not the one who. Okay, if I call Elon Musk, he puts satellites in outer space. That's how Ukraine's able to get their internet right now, right?
That would be the 10th.
I thought he shut them off.
Okay, regardless of whether he shut them off or not, they exist.
Yeah, yeah, sure they do. That's why I asked you how far can a radio signal. That's why I asked you how far can a radio signal go without a satellite?
No idea.
Well, we know of 10,000 miles.
How can you make an argument when you don't know anything?
I just know Elon Musk has some satellites up there, which is giving aid to Ukraine.
No, you believe that.
Yeah.
You believe in a lie. You believe that someone said a lie, and you believe in that lie. That's
so people in Ukraine are lying that they have internet connection.
No, hold on.
No, they have an internet connection. Just isn't coming from a satellite.
We're conflating. You cannot say the internet.
Y'all hear me or not?
That's not how the internet works, mate. Satellites have nothing.
Please acknowledge that y'all can hear me, so I can stop trying to see.
Yeah, Laya is talking, guys. He's trying to talk. Go ahead.
All right. So, We were talking about gas pressure without a container. You said call Elon Musk.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's a simple statement. Knowing something and knowing about something is two different things. Yes or no?
Sure.
Right. So, you know about something, people say, but you have no idea how to actually address the second law of thermodynamics violation. Even if you want satellites, we'll give it. But with the math, the way they relay information is by knowing the elevation angle. That math is flat math, bro.
Yo, I think I just got my voice to work, by the way. Can anyone hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the average? What's the average speed for?
Oh, hold on. I posted something in the chat.
Yeah.
You see that in the chat? It's the guy going over a little geometry.
Yeah.
And he's explaining in the video that yes, he knows the Earth is flat. I mean, yes, he knows the Earth's a globe, but for these purposes to explain how we communicate with satellites, we have to assume a flat Earth. That's what he's pointing to when he's pointing to that line. So that's what I mean by an elevation angle.
I just wanna get rid of this internet thing, man. We have something called latency. You know what that is? 20 milliseconds. Okay, that's your average gaming latency speed. That's a good. Do you know what kind of latency do you get with satellite signals?
No idea.
Right. So that's what we mean. You don't know how these things work. Okay, everything we use today that you think are run through satellites go under the ground, fiber optic cables, and under the ocean. They've been there for since we've laid down cables, since the first radio, under the ocean. No one's been using satellites. The only thing people use satellites for are emergency / military, certain frequencies that you need hardware in the sky to use satellite in the sky and the ocean. Okay, I used to be a radio man in the Navy. This is ridiculous that you're bringing this up. Okay, like that's not how internet works. You need better proof for satellites. And hand it back to Eliza. Thanks, Eliza.
See, FrEEzR, so check this out, man. As far back as 1918, we could transmit radio signals from UK to Australia. Why would we ever need to build a satellite?
Good question. I don't know the answer.
And neither does anybody else. It's not necessary. There's radio signals that go if it's a ball, it's all the way on the other side of the ball. Like, how did that happen? And we've been doing this. So I'll give you a very specific example that we know. The 10,000-mile radio signal. Admiral Byrd broadcasted from Little America, which is like off the coast of Chile, all the way to New York City back in the 30s. So when JFK was shot, the Secretary of State in the United States was flying over the Pacific. He was between Hawaii and Japan. He's going to go visit Japan. They radioed him the message to turn around his plane and come back because the president was shot. Well, he was like 8,000 miles away. And you heard QE give you the curve calculation for a drop 1,000 miles. And 1,000 miles is 666,000 feet. Right? So it's an exponential curve. So 8,000 miles away, that's something like 7,000 miles a drop. Right? So how do all these technologies work, and why would they even go to satellites? Because it's back then, it was a big business, and without getting deep into the politics, the first telecommunications satellite was lobbied for by a certain guy named Lyndon Baines Johnson.
Spartans! What is your profession?
See, old friend, I brought more soldiers than you did.